I still remember walking with this young kid to go get James Brown records when Hot Pants came out. My best friend, Jasper Williams, and me, we each had like 50 cents, and we went to get the single. It was 50 cents, you know. I don't know if it was racism. Like, we had to walk from 127th Street to like 116th Street in Broadway. Like, we were young to do that, you know. That was unwritten.
Yeah, 11 blocks.
11 blocks. That's unwritten. Like, you can't do that. And I remember a beat cop stopping us on the way back, and I always thought about it. That was like years later. I always thought about it. That was racism. Like me walking with this black kid, and the white cop stopped us and didn't take our money or nothing. We were fucking 6. He just wanted to know what we were doing, what was in the bags.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I never thought about that till 30 years later. 30 years later, that I think was that a racist thing. Never thought about it at that age. You know, it's so weird when you're young. You don't even know what race is. You didn't know. Jasper was my friend. I didn't know if he was black. I didn't even look at that. That didn't even fucking matter to me. Years later was when I realized it. Holy shit, that's how come I know all about this music, because of Jasper. That's why I know about MFSB and all that early stuff, because of Jasper and Joe Tex and Aretha Franklin fucking, you know. But it was, I don't know, I didn't know nothing. I didn't care. I came from a society, my mom kept somebody, but I thought years later that the reason me and him got shaken down that day was because he was black. That maybe.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, we have an amazing country. I love here, and we have a lot of diversity, a lot of cool things to see. I was just in Dallas over the weekend. I got to go to I was in Fort Worth, so I went to some country bars and listened to some country music. It was cool. You know, I haven't got an album. I haven't bought the guy's his CD. He's doing some songwriting, man. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, like, man, those stuff like that doesn't happen as much anymore. It's been years since I got DWB'd, except for a few months ago.
What's DWB?
Driving While Black.
Where'd you get DWB there?
Ah, man, I was in San Francisco, and my friend of mine was driving, and the police pulled us over, and he said, well, there's something came back with your plates that said, you know, Alabama. He said, well, I live on Alabama Street. That's why it says it in my plates. And he says, okay, well, we just thought, you know, the plate, it was funny, when we saw you pull over, we thought you guys were going to run because it was a stolen car, because the guy had a BMW. And I said, well, why'd you run the plates to begin with? And the plates were fine. He didn't have an answer. We just said, hey, well, as soon as you finish, just let us go. And that was a bummer of an experience, but, you know, yeah, it happens. Because he didn't give him a ticket. There was no law broken. He just ran the plates and then saw him pull over and thought, oh, they were going to break for it.
Yeah, the country's changed a lot, man. But not really, but really.
Yeah.
Not really, but really.
Yeah, it's weird,
You
huh?
know what I'm saying? Not really, but really. That's when you said Dallas. I thought you were going to come up with a story, you know. Texas is always a whiz of a story when it comes to that kind of stuff and behavior, but everywhere is. You know.
Hey, but the bottom line is, I was doing my thing. I had fun. I enjoyed myself down there in Dallas, and so I would think that the country has changed quite a bit.
Do you think
compared to what other generations went through?
Do you think they've really changed, or they've just stopped saying it out loud?
Nah, I think that people generally have changed. I think that our country. I think that right now is a time where we have this thing where all this stuff's happening on the internet. But until that was happening, I felt that our country was a lot less racist than it was in the past. I've got to go and travel a lot throughout the South. I'm from California. I got to travel through this sport. I've been blessed with being able to travel to all these crazy places throughout the world, but even through places in the States that I would never go to. You know what I mean? So like Evansville, Indiana, or Jasper, Alabama. And I've had great experiences in a lot of these places that I would have never thought was possible if I based it on what I was taught about, you know, some parts of this country.
Now let me ask you this: when you were at this country club last week, this country music club, country club. Were there some other brothers in there?
No, I was the only one.
You were the only one.
I was the only one.
You know, it's just I live in a 50-50 type thing. Like I said to you, things have changed, but not really. I still feel it, not towards me. I'm just saying that I feel it at times. Like, and I'm not even black, and I feel and see different things, and It's not that I turn my face away. It's that I just, what are you going to do? What can you do? It's something that you could jump up and down about for weeks and nobody, either you get it or you don't. You know, sometimes it's taught at home when you're a child. Sometimes you bump into 2 or 3 of your fucking idiot friends when you're 13 and it influences you at an early age. But besides that, you know, it's just something that in my world, like the way I see it, the way I see things, and
Yeah, I think you just got to do your part, right? Yeah. You know, I don't know. That's what I figured was my part. Like, I could go to Fort Worth and go and experience a place that's just like what I do in L.A., but I would miss an opportunity to see, like, a whole part that's going on in this country. And I felt like I was in another country in this place in Fort Worth. So I was like, man, that was a cool experience.